It's a misty and quite chilly December morning. We've been here for probably about an hour and a half now, just pre-dawn, trying to get some more photographs as the sun rises over the River Thurne. It's a beautiful place. The river is so still and you can just hear all around you the sounds of the world coming to life. The birds, the geese, and it's absolutely a magical place. You can see some of the properties here. These are higher properties, really only accessible by the water, and there's mooring points all the way along. And just hiding behind the houses is the wind pump at Thurne.
As we rummage around in the undergrowth here, we find a couple of the natural species. The lesser spotted photographer, Yoda of his trade, Dibs, and the not quite awake, lesser compliant species. Bit of an unusual event to see one at this time of the day. But that's twice this week, pre-coffee. So we're getting there in this little community of photographers out at the crack of dawn.
If you saw our blog from earlier in the week, this might look quite familiar to you, and that is the Thurne wind pump, Thurne Dyke. It's called Thurne Dyke wind pump, or as the locals call it, Morse's wind pump, after the local man that bought it in the 1940s and refurbed it so we could all still enjoy it today. When we were here, we were on the other bank facing this way, photographing these houses, these buildings and the boats on the riverside here. On the opposite side of the bank to Thurne Dyke drainage mill is St Benet's level drainage mill. Now this mill's a little bit older. This one was built in 1775, and again the sails were turned manually to place them into wind, and then once the sails were fixed and the marshmen were happy, then the sails would drive the motors that drained the marshes, which allowed the cattle and horses to go and graze. It's a beautiful location, and you'd think that with it only being probably, as the crow flies, about 200 yards from the other drainage mill, that it'd be quite easy to get from one to the other. Well, if you've not got a boat, it's about a 15-20 minute drive to get round onto the other side of the bank and to walk down and to come and see it close up. But I have to say, it is well worth it, and it's a beautiful place to be on a misty morning. And as I just pan round, you can just see some of the other houses, or some of the other rental properties with the seagulls on the roof, just waiting for the mist to lift. Everywhere you go on the Norfolk Broads, when you cross one bank to the other, you always get a different perspective, and the view opens up and you always see something a little bit different. The boats are all moored here. They seem to be here for the winter. There doesn't seem to be anybody living on them. But what a place to wake up in the morning. It's absolutely beautiful.